Hey, yo, Pierre, you trying to come out here? Mm, mm. All right. Mm. That's interesting. Hey, how you doing, Trishana? Hey, how you doing? I said that was like a bearish range. Oh shit, that's the ES. I said yesterday was a bearish range. Hmm. So yesterday the ES had a trend day, but the Nasdaq didn't. It had a bearish range day yesterday. Price traded in a big giant range yesterday on the Nasdaq, and the ES trended a bearish trend. That's interesting. Yes, sir, I am. Shit, I think this is my new personal best. I think I'm about 800 points right now. Yeah, 809 points. This is my new personal best. Literally at the top. Still holding that short. I wish this was real money though, man. Shit, if this is like in a funded account, like in a Top Step account, it probably would have been a quote unquote glitch and said, "Oh man, we had to close your account for whatever reason." Shit, I'm up like 16K on this one contract. Yeah, I'm up 16K on this one contract. Yep. The sim is freaking undefeated. It definitely is. Perfect entry too. Perfect entry. Traded 279 to the upside. 184. We saw a 74-point bounce. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, these prop firms don't want to give me a swing account. I'll kill them. They don't want to give me a swing account. I'll be getting hit with the KYSs all the damn time. Multiple background checks. Are you sure you're not a professional trader? You're not gambling like how everybody else is. You're getting good entries, good exits. You sure you're not a professional trader? Bull knocks, huh? Alfred, you're gonna be put on everybody's list. You're gonna get put on everybody's list. Dude, I didn't have any accounts yesterday. After I hit daily loss limit in that other account. That's the only account I have. Which like, dude, it sucks, man. It's like it just sucks. Not having an account and the market makes moves like this. So I had to kind of watch the price action and ignore the charts today because I was like, man, I have no accounts. Like I was so tempted that even though I knew that I was going to mess up my consistency, I almost jumped back into my funded account so I can catch some of this move. But I was like, man, just walk away from the charts, man. Disconnect from the firm if you have to. Because yeah, it's gonna feel good now, but then we gotta trade an extra 5, 10 days because you messed up your consistency. It's not gonna feel good. But I was like, man, it did not feel good missing all this unclaimed points, man. And this is what the market did today, man. We had a 270 point move to the upside to start the session. And then the bears came in with full force with an 804 point move to the downside. And then we saw a 74 point bounce at the end of the session. Talk about moving. The bears are back. The bears are back. Or at least for this week, they're back. How much is their static account? I think Bullnox has they got an activation fee, don't they? Let's actually look. I mean, because you profit did away with theirs. I should have took it seriously before. I should have took that damn thing seriously. You said they got a 10K. Am I overlooking it somewhere? It may not offer it no more. I mean, unless I'm overlooking it somewhere. You said press the left arrow? Press the left arrow on the eval list. Or hold on, maybe if I had to full screen this. Okay. Okay, there it is. I had to full screen it. I was on $115 a month plus profit target is shit. Shit, we made $1,000 just off 3 contracts today. Catching I think how much points did we catch? We caught like 182, 181 points. But then you still got a drawdown of $1,000 too. Hold on, is this a trailing drawdown? I hope that's not true. So it's saying, or option 2, end of day account. Option 1, no scaling account. So I guess they're all I guess they're all option 2. I guess that's how they're trying to do it. But today was definitely a wild day. Definitely a wild day. And then, like I said, it hurt. It hurt not being able to trade this. But what I will say is that the area that we had marked out for the entire week and how it held once the Bears were able to break this and they held off this range right here. And then once I saw that they wasn't going to make it above 120, because I was in the Think with Bookmap chat earlier today, and I was just watching the charts. I was saying if they found support here, and then they was able to find support above this area, above this range right here, then we could potentially see a move back up to 200. That move to 200 is definitely going to have bears here. I don't see a retest of 200 just shooting past it. If we do get the bulls to push past it, I think it's going to be short lived. I think it's going to be a failed breakout, and then they're going to reject right back down, because with all this liquidity right here and all this liquidity right here, you got this breaker structure down. I mean, from right here, there was enough bears to not only break this structure, but also to break this structure. You broke 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I guess you can count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 structures, support structures. That's how many bears were here. And you can see that once the bears were able to get underneath this range, they held this thing. They didn't let it go. He had a couple of failed breakouts come right back underneath this range. And when I was looking at it earlier, I was like, man, they failed to reject and hold, talking shit before this happened. They failed to reject about 6 times, because it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this was like the 6th time. But they held it this time. So that just tells me that the Bears are definitely in control. The Bears would have never had something like this happen last year. Never. They couldn't even dream of having something like this happen. But they was able not to only hold the rotation, but to break more structure to the downside. Look how many structures that they broke. And now it's like, man, shit, is it even safe to take longs? I mean, where is this thing trying to go? We're back down. We're 500 points away from 20K. You know the market can do that in a day. I mean, shit, it did 108 points today. We're 500 points away from 20K. That big number that we thought that we was going to see a big rejection from, but we saw the market actually blow past 20K and go higher. Something else actually happened today. I don't know if you're aware, but the Nasdaq actually took out last month's low. Let's look at that. We actually took out last month's low on the Nasdaq, but it hasn't done it yet on the E-mini S&P. It hasn't done it yet. You see, this is last month's low. We still have ways to go. We got like what, 60 points? 61 points? Just about that. Anyway, it still hasn't taken out that low on the E-mini S&P, but we taken out the low on the Nasdaq. So that's obviously not bullish. We've taken out that low right there. And yeah, it seems like the next, I mean, at least that body of that doji right there is at 2,400, around somewhere around there. So we took out last month's low on the Nasdaq. What the hell is all these? Anyway, yeah, we took out last month's low. So man, where can this thing go? Where can the Bears take this? I mean, I doubt that we get below 20K. I think we definitely would see people come in at 20K. But I mean, anything can happen at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. This is November's candle right here. And November's low is around our November's low is at 20,250. This candle right here, this candle's low is at 20,538. So we literally have 200 points just about before we take out November's low. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? We're about to take out November's low. Isn't that something? 538. Let's see how many points that we got until we take out that low. Minus 2250. So we have approximately 288 points to go to take out November's low. And October's low is, so let's do that. And we have 513 points to take out October's low, which can definitely be done. That would be something to see. That would definitely be something to see if we take out both November and October's low. But let's see if we can get a slingshot reversal, because I mean, this is a deep enough pullback. We do got PCE tomorrow, which could recover some of this. We could potentially see 21. We could potentially see 21 again. 21, around 21, maybe 29. You see this where they broke structure to the downside right here? We could potentially see this tomorrow. And I do expect for the Bears to at least reject. May not be a reversal, but I mean, if we do see price come up into this area, usually when we have a break of structure, that is an 80 to 90% guaranteed trade. Guaranteed trade, 90%. I think a good example of that break and retest would be, let's see if we can find one. That one traded through. Yeah, something like this, or they break structure and then they come back up and then they sell that retest. This is another break of structure right here. It's a break of structure right here. But obviously price hasn't come back up and retested it yet. This level right here, this is another good break and retest. You can see that once they broke this level right here, they came back, they sold it. And when price came right back into this area, they sold it again. And this is a good buying the retest right here. Once they broke structure to the upside, they came back and they bought it, and price traded right back into an area of supply where, wow, can you believe it? They sold the retest of this break. So, I mean, if you have at least one setup, that break and retest is usually a guaranteed winner. Usually. Not saying it's 100%. Don't be going and selling and buying every retest. I mean, you have to imply context in it. If you start to see the other side of the market begin to fail at these levels, well, it's safe to assume to just have your limit right there at that level, maybe your stop above a high, and just let the trade play out. Mm. So Shatrana says that Bitcoin is touching 79. Let's look and see what Bitcoin's doing. Man, I know if the Nasdaq crashed out, Bitcoin was definitely going to crash out. And boy, did she crash out. Boy, did she crash out. Oh shit, speaking of that, yeah, we caught the we caught the top on today's NA meeting right here. Or yeah, for today's price action, we caught the top at 360 at a range between 360 and 370. We caught the top. But obviously, we did not catch the freaking bottom. Actually, let's look at the 2140. Let's see what happened when it got to 2140. When it got to 2140, yeah, unfortunately, that trade did not work out. It did not work out. It only bounced up 30 points before failing. I mean, if to me a 30-point trade is not a winning trade, but then at the same time, I understand that um that's a winning trade for somebody. But I mean, I guess I could. I mean, I guess I could say that as a no, it's not a winning trade. And then he was also looking at 2120. Yeah, that one was not a winner either. But if you got back in at 2140, that one was a winner. If you got back in at 2140, that was a winner. And apparently it was support for a while as well. So, yeah, that was a winner. You lost your money and waited for it. You got your money back. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, let's just go over this price action, man. Let's just go over it. Go to the big chart and see what we know what the price has done. I mean, I think price wants to come back to this level. I mean, we probably will see this area because I had this area marked on my chart for a very long time since October, apparently. So 2390 is an area. So 2390 to about 2290. So about a 100-point range. A 100-point range is I mean that 360 level has been, I remember that 360 level being very significant. The market was loving that level. For whatever reason, we would see a bunch of the market reacting at that 360 level. So I'm going to probably pay attention to that. Yeah, like that 360 level the market was just loving on. And there was enough buyers in this area, and it sent price, I think, all the way up to all-time highs. Yeah. So there was enough buyers coming from this area to send price to all-time highs. And we're like I said, we're not too far off from it. So I won't be surprised if we do see price come into this area 400, 390 to about 290, 280, whatever. And we see a big reaction from this level because there's definitely going to be unfilled buy limits sitting here. There's definitely will be. Definitely will be. Yeah, we already took out that low. I mean, we've taken out this low. I can actually just take this off. Don't need it no more. Probably took off a lot of these lines actually. Yeah, and I'm probably not going to trade my funded account tomorrow. I probably just keep it in the eval tomorrow because I think I got if I or when I not if I but when I make my maximum daily profit tomorrow, I'm just going to be thinking about it over the weekend. So I just made the decision to just come back on Monday. So I can just focus on the weekend and not thinking about, man, what I'm going to do when the market opens and trying to find a position and not waiting for the market to open or to set up itself and me making a mistake because I was anticipating it all weekend. So I'm just not going to trade. I disconnected the account actually. So I'll reconnect back on Sunday so I don't tempt myself tomorrow. Because like I said, we could see a big move. We could see a big move down. We could see price collect and absorb some of these little these buy orders here. And then we can potentially see a move back up to about like 2090, like I said. 29. Potentially 28. Somewhere in this area, we could see a big move because tomorrow we have core. Make sure that's Friday. Yeah, so we got core PCE. We have good trades balance, which I don't think really is it's not really a big deal, but PCE tomorrow, personal income and personal spending. This what tells the Fed if they should cut rates or not. I know Jerome Powell is looking at this data and he's like, man, I know we're in a high inflationary environment, but people are still spending like there's no tomorrow. People are spending like it's no tomorrow. And if they're still spending, technically the economy is still strong. And that's kind of, that's kind of why I kind of hate when these organizations start to use double speak, which is just a cute way to say the same language that lawyers use, to where they say something, but then it can be interpreted in many different ways. Technically, if the consumer is still spending, then the economy is technically still in good condition, even though it's not. But technically it is. And if this data comes out tomorrow and it shows that people are still spending like there's no tomorrow, the market is going to react negatively to that because, like I said, the narrative is, will the Fed cut rates? Even though we know that they probably won't, the market loves to dream. The market likes to be delusional. It just loves it. It's, oh yeah, there's a chance. There's hope. Powell definitely has to pivot now, and then we'll start to see in the buying and then we'll pay attention to the Fed watch tool. Let's actually look at that now and seeing because I think the next FOMC minutes, or not FOMC minutes, the FOMC meeting is actually in March. Fed watch tool is actually in March. So we got another meeting coming up next month. So this PCE, depending on what it says tomorrow, will definitely probably dictate the direction the market goes probably until we get the next FOMC minutes, which is in the next 19 days. So, all right. So it's a 92% chance that rates stay the same, that we won't get a cut. And I talk about this a lot because I've already shared the books that brought me up to speed and shown me the correct way to think about these types of things and the purpose of the Fed and what they do. Like, people are going crazy about Trump tariffs, but nobody was saying shit about Powell cutting rates in a high inflationary environment. And actually, I said something about that in the Think with Bookmap chat. Someone actually responded and said that my portfolio would have loved that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, Zimbabwe has $1 billion bill, but that shit don't mean nothing because it's high inflationary over there. Their dollars don't mean shit, no matter what number is on that thing. And if Powell kept cutting rates, and and saying that, oh yeah, the economy is strong, we're getting to our 2% goal, blah blah blah, lying and shit. Yeah, your dollars wouldn't have meant stuff. You could have had 10 million in that damn account. But if in a high inflationary environment, your $10 million ain't gonna go too far. But I'm gonna digress from that. I'm not gonna go into a deep tangent. But now that the quote unquote adults are back into the room, Powell was like, dude, I ain't cutting no damn rates. Y'all ain't about to have me in the history books as the Fed that caused the recession that's bigger than the Great Depression. Like, he didn't want that shit, but he probably wanted to get reelected if Harris was had been elected, because they say that he says that he's not influenced by politics, but unfortunately, the president has to reappoint him every time his term comes up. So that's not. I would say that, yeah, the president does have an influence on what he does if he wants to stay the Fed chair, because once his term is up, he can be easily replaced. He'll still be on the board, but he just won't be the Fed chair. Somebody else would. And I don't know about you, but once you've been the leader and then you're no longer in the leader's chair, that does something to you. And that touches you a little bit. And I don't want to hear nobody say that they're okay with somebody else sitting in their chair. That's like you having a desk and then you got to move your shit out, go to another desk and watch somebody else move into your old desk. Nah, I don't think Powell wants that. But then the crazy thing is, Trump is saying that he should cut rates even more, which I think that's crazy. I don't know why he would want that. But anyway, I'm just glad that Powell's not cutting rates no more. Maybe we can start to get these inflation under control. I'm not saying that he can, but cutting rates and pretending like it's not there is not going to help nobody. But anyway, so there's a 92% chance that he's not going to do anything. And there's a 7.5% that we'll see a 25 basis cut in March. And tomorrow's data is definitely we'll probably see a change. Once we get tomorrow's data, we're actually let me just make a note to myself to check this tomorrow after the data comes out and see if this changes. Let me make a note to myself. Okay. So about I'll just make a new one. Around like 8. All right. I made a note to myself. Yeah. Did y'all see? I think we talked about this before, but did y'all see that the housing market in DC, that people started putting their properties up for sale in DC once Doge just started auditing all the where all the money was going? Did y'all see that? Yeah. The housing market is definitely, you kind of have to think about what's going on in the housing market. The only people that are buying home is your boomer generation, and maybe about 50%, I'll give it 50% just to be fair, of the millennial generation. Everybody else ain't about that shit. Nobody wants to buy a house. Shit. People don't want to buy a home. They don't want the commitment. Not only do they want the commitment, they can't even afford it. They can't even afford the house. So the housing market, shit, y'all, we're seeing that the car The car market is crashing. The house market is crashing because people can't afford car notes anymore, and people can't afford housing mortgages anymore. I'm starting to see a lot of people doing TikToks. This is my life living in my van, or people are purchasing vehicles and trying to renovate it into a home. I'm starting to see a lot of videos like that. Mm, mm. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. Yeah, Rugkit, this thing is still dumping, man. Yeah. Yeah, if yeah. Yep, Corgo. Yeah, that's exactly right. And yeah, a lot of people that bought their homes when the interest rates were damn near zero during COVID, man, those are the people that are really benefiting from all this. You know what? I'm gonna try a long here. I'm not going in my live account though. I'm gonna try a long here. I'm gonna try a long here. Because I like that wick. It looks like the bulls are buying this, and I like that wick right there. So I'm gonna buy that. But yeah, I mean, people can't afford it. And not only can people afford stuff, now, I mean, shit, I'm pretty sure majority of the workers are government workers. Obviously, now that this administration is cutting government jobs, there's going to be a lot of people that will no longer be able to afford their lifestyles unless they're able to find something to supplement and replace it. It's this is literally the story of the ant and the grasshopper being played out in real life. Literally. Those that decided to play for the last 4 years, instead of being the ant, they chose to be the grasshopper because everything was just fine. Now, unfortunately, now they're scrambling. Unfortunately. All the ants don't necessarily have nothing to worry about. I mean, if they lose their jobs, I mean they've stored for the winter and they can weather the storm. But obviously, those that didn't save, didn't prepare themselves for something like this to happen, unfortunately, the unemployment obviously is going to go up. I mean, shit, I don't necessarily, I'm not familiar with how the unemployment benefit works. I don't know if it's something that like if it's something that you pay into as you collect your check and a part of your check goes into unemployment. I don't know how that works, but if everybody's going to be drawing from unemployment, does unemployment run out? Mm. Yeah, what's up, Game Wave? Yeah, what's up, Market Edge? What's up? Yep. Yeah, I'm seeing all that, Alfred. Like, I saw this video where they actually, I mean, they made it into content. It's like now everything is content now. It's like, yeah, I'm struggling. Watch, struggle with me. It's like now people. So there's this book. And it's interesting how this book came out, I think around like I forgot, damn, I forgot what the name of this book is, honestly. But I'm gonna kind of give the gist of this book because now as I kind of observe reality, it's reflected in this book. It was this book where they had a group of kids. It was experimental and they had stuff that's called smarticles. And these smarticles were kind of like the internet where they can project a reality and have people tune in and watch how they live their life. Basically, that's streamers right now, basically, or content creators where they're constantly sharing their journey with other people to consume. Oh, looks like we're getting a little bit of action right here. I wonder what's going on. Gain weight. What are you doing? Add a little bit more. Shit, add to this. What's going on? All right, there it goes. There it goes. And not only could you have people kind of quote unquote join your room, but you can actually project other people and stuff like that. And there was this part in the book where I was like, man, bro, man, shit. The dude, like, he was dating this girl, and the girl was like, yeah, I kind of had this fantasy of I think she said like the news anchor. And so the dude he projected the news anchor onto his body to where it was him. So when he was being intimate with his girl, she was being intimate with the guy, but being intimate with him. I'm like, okay, with that cuck shit, like, man, shit, no, no. Like, as a man, why would you ever be comfortable with something like that? Why? That is just it was I was reading, I was like, that's weird. And girl was like, yeah, can you be the rock tonight? Like, what? 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 But yeah, it was a very interesting book. A lot of thing that was in this book, it reflects in reality. For whatever reason, I can't find it anymore. Actually, let me just ask Chat GPT. Let me see, because I tried to look for it again to reread it, but I did a Google search and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. Let me see if I can find it. What's the book? What's But then, I mean, stuff like that happens now too, kinda. I mean, obviously you're not projecting somebody else's image on to your lover and pretending like you're being intimate with that person, but uh, what's the book? All right, so let's see if Chat GBT. Smarter than you think. I don't think that's the book, but let me smarter than you think. I think ChatGPT is wrong here. Anyway, but anyway, I like I said, for whatever reason, I don't remember the name of the book and I can't seem to find it. And gain weight. I thought you was sending it. Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't seem to find it. But uh, or hold on, let me see if I can. Okay, so let me be. Mm, yeah, ChatGPT, you suck. Okay. Yeah, I can't seem to find that book. I don't know why I can't find it. I can't find it in my audibles because I was like, shit, I mean, where else would it be? I mean, I couldn't find it in my Kindles because this was actually a book that I read. Maybe if I really look hard for it and if I look hard enough for it, because now I kind of want to reread the book again because it reflects reality almost to the T almost. It's very interesting. Yeah. Gain weight. We're blaming you. Yeah, it seems like the days of the longs are long gone. It's like either be a bear or become liquidity. Mm. Like be a bear or become liquidity. But man, they're really selling this thing, man. Mm. Mm. Yeah. And Griffin Trade says you gotta fill that 11.5 gap on the daily. Shit, let's look at that. Let's look at that. I didn't know there was a gap around here. So you said 11.5. So November 5th, around November 5th. Hmm. Oh, okay. Hmm. You said a 3-month? Hmm. And look at that. I mean, obviously the market is still bullish, but right now it's definitely selling off from the highs. So the low of this candle right here. So I'm gonna make sure I got this marked on my chart. So the low of 2025. Make sure I got that low marked. 2025. That's October's low. Yo, congratulations, gain weight. And shit, unlike me, that's actually in his personal account. Yo, it does seem that we could potentially see a $5,000 stimulus check from the government. If we get that $5,000 stimulus check, then okay, I'll put some of that in a personal account. It's not my money. Well, I mean, technically it is, but I didn't earn it for real. Well, technically I did. It's my tax money. Yeah. Shit, hey, I'm not gonna complain about it. I already know what I'm gonna do with mine. If they do come out with a $5,000 stimulus check. I mean, it's a good move. I mean, everybody is probably in a tough spot financially. Getting a $5,000 check from getting a Trump check. These people might start saying, I don't like Trump, but I like how I got that $5,000. I like that. His approval ratings will probably go up after that as well. Because I mean, to them, it's just a game. I mean, shit. To the government, it's just a game to them. Really, ratings, viewership, approval ratings, et cetera, is a game to them. It's real life for us, or those that can't, quote unquote. We're not playing at the top like those oligarchs. I mean, shit. If you're not an oligarch, then shit. Apparently, um, you're just a part of the game. Yep, definitely. Yeah, like I said, uh, as soon as those Trump checks clear, you're gonna see all kind of damn promotions from these prop firms. Yeah, spend your money with us. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get one free. type Trump in the type Trump in the chat. T checks in the chat. You can get 75% off. Come spend your money with us. Come spend your money with us. Everybody's gonna be doing promos, man. Promos left and right. They're gonna want that money. And I mean, shit, if you own a business, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do it? That's the question. You got a product to sell, and you foolishly let an opportunity, because this is the same thing. This would be very similar to tax season. Just the same way that these businesses put out deals for tax season because they want you to spend your tax dollars with them. They'll do it right again for these checks. And it's looking like it's going to go through. So I'm just waiting. I'm just rubbing my hands, looking out my window like Birdman. I'm just waiting on that check. I don't need it, but shit, I'm going to definitely play around with it. I'm going to play with that money. Might go to a script club and everything. No, not really. I ain't going to no damn strip club. But I'm a dream about it, but I'm gonna throw this money in this market. All that shit's going in this market. I play with my money. I don't spend it on stupid shit. Well, let me rephrase that. I play with my disposable income. I gotta make that very clear. Disposable income. I play with that. 95% off. Yeah, we probably would see a damn 95% off off of Apex. No, I mean, no, because no, 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 hell no, no. Nothing against them. It's just not my thing. I go into a script, I go into a club, a script club, and it's like, why the hell am I even here? My brother took us to one for his birthday. He gave us $80. What the fuck am I doing with $80? And I was like, well, shit, I just got me a free $80, and I just sat at the bar with my other brother, and we were just talking. I was like, I'm about to spend my damn money in no damn script club. Yeah. And then I wonder if they're gonna play around with this level right here. I mean, they kind of held it. They kind of held. Uh, Maybe we can just get a move. Okay, yeah. We'll see. We'll see if the Bulls can hold this. Now I think the new narrative. Yeah. I think I probably. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just take the loss if it comes to it. I'll just take it. It's not a big deal. I don't want to take the loss, but apparently it's now the Bears are strong and the Bulls are weak now. Mm, okay. All right. Whatever. All right. Mm. 99% off. All right, Alfred. We'll see you tomorrow. I think our boy Smith. I mean, shit. I mean, I'll ask him if he's gonna be here tomorrow. Man, let me see if he's even still up. All right, so we'll see. All right, so we still got the Bears in full effect. Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough, man. It's definitely going to be tough. Hmm. Got last week's close at that 4. Hmm. So what is that? About like 490? About 490 right there. All right, so let's see. About 490. About 492. Damn, that's all the way from October. So that's like 492. Hmm. And we had who else but the Nasdaq? God, dude. Who else but the fucking Nasdaq? Who else but the Nasdaq would do something like that? Who else but the Nasdaq, dude? Who else? Ugh. Eh. Mm. He said he's playing Marvel Rival. I think he is. He sent me that shit. I think he is. Why, kid, are you playing with him right now? He sent me something about some Marvel heroes. I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah, I think he sent me something about that. This is the only video game I want to play. This game right here, the Nasdaq. This is the only game I want to play. Man, Nasdaq, you didn't have to do that, man. You did not have to stop me out like that. Well, shit, she did a really good job at sweeping those stops because I had a 27-point stop. I even added a little bit more just in case. I think I had a 30-point stop right there. So yeah, she's doing a liquidity sweep. She swept that shit all right. Usually you're supposed to be good with at least a 27-point stop, but she felt the need to do it. Because I'm looking at the ES right now. The ES double bottom. Honestly, I might actually take the. Well, no, I can't. The move's already happened on the ES. You don't ever want to chase the ES ever. She don't want to be chased. She wants to be courted. She wants to be taken out to dinner. She wants you to hold the door for her, open the door for her, all that stuff. She don't want you to chase her. Her daddy taught her that she's a queen and that she should be treated as such. She's daddy's little princess and she's your queen. And she acts like that. And if you treat her any other way, well, you're going to get what you get. The Nasdaq, on the other hand, she let them play them games. She wants you to chase her. Yeah, ES is a queen, damn it. ES is a queen. She says she wants to be treated like a queen, god damn it. You gonna wait for her. Daddy's little princess and she's your queen. That's how she acts. Oh man. Okay. All right, man. Like I said, I ain't gonna play that game with Nasdaq though. I'm not gonna give her too much. Cause yeah, it looks like she's trying to reject there a little bit, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if so it seems like okay, so like moving forward, I think when it comes to longs, I think we're gonna have to like super wait for confirmation. Like super wait, like the same way with shorts. I think we're gonna have to start waiting for confirmation. Honestly, excuse me. I just can't wait to get back to just balanced price action to where price bounces at support and it rejects at resistance versus all this overshooting crap that it's doing nowadays. Can we get back to that balanced price action? What about them range days? What about that? We haven't had a range day. Well, we have, but it doesn't feel like it. So uh look how many trend days we have, man. We have so many trend days. It's almost what's the word? It's uncomfortable. It's unfamiliar when we have a range day because even our range days are just price basically trending back and forth. So even our range days are technically trend days, but it's still a range. So I mean, we gotta call a duck a duck. Oh man, all right, man. I think she's about to come back and stop me out because she's nasty like that. Anyway, yeah. So we've had, I mean, this whole week we've had a bearish trend, bearish trend, bearish trend. We had one bearish range yesterday, but I mean, can you really call this a range? Well, I mean, you have to. It is a range, but it basically trended the entire day in both directions. It trended in this big giant range. So, I mean, even though it was a range day, it basically trended up, it trended down, then it trended up, but it traded in this big range. So, even our range days have trends in them too. So, can we just have a nice range day? A couple of days? That would be nice. Yeah, I mean, we've had bullish, bullish. So last week was bullish. The previous week before that was bullish. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to have bearish days now. I mean, but the CFTC data already told us that we was going to have a bearish week this week. So the CFTC data is going to be released tomorrow. We'll see if the bears or if the institutions are going to be adding to their shorts, because if they add to their shorts, then we should expect more downside. But if we see something like 31 contracts net positive, then we could see a slingshot reversal, probably taking out all-time highs. Now, I believe that if we do see the CFTC data come out and we do make an attempt for all-time highs, we were touching all-time highs. There is no way that the market made this big of a pullback. It didn't collect enough buyers to be able to take out all-time highs. I don't believe it. We're going to take them shit out, and then we're going to go higher. So we'll see what the CFTC data is going to say tomorrow for Sunday's stream. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Just a range. Shit. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow, gang. Wait, we'll see what the we'll see tomorrow. Well, the CFTC data is released around like 2:00. Yeah, it's released at 2:30, 30 minutes before the market closed tomorrow. So I'm definitely interested to see what the market does tomorrow. We'll see. Or what the data says tomorrow after the close. Yeah, I probably might just do that. Oh, you hate range days? I mean, I guess let me be very clear about range days. I hate when the market trends. Like, okay, let's just say that you catch like the bottom of the move and you have to be consistent, so you have to get out. I hate when it takes out multiple levels in one day. And so now you got to wait for the market to reset up again before taking a quote unquote good trade. Now you can gamble and trade without the structure, trade without the confirmation. I mean, you can do that, but when the market is taking out the confirmation trades, like, okay, let's just like as an example, like if the market takes this level out and then it comes up and this right here is like, man, I wish they saved this shit for tomorrow so this can be an easy trade, and then they take it out. And then now the next trading day, now you got to wait for the market to set itself back up, lock in the confirmation for whatever side of the market you're trying to trade on. And I hate that shit. So just have a nice range day where, it takes out one level and then it chops. And then the next day you can take your trade. But I can only dream, because that's probably not going to happen. And then you got to have to take the chance. Like this move right here. This move right here I was waiting on this short. Like I was waiting on this short because I was like, man, I had a limit sitting here during the overnight. I was waiting on this short, and this is what I'm talking about. I hate when the market takes out. So let's just say that like right here, like the market makes this area right here, you get the confirmation, and the market goes short. I hate that in the same day it comes all the way back here and then the short happens. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. You couldn't have saved that for tomorrow? That's a good short for tomorrow's session. But the market likes to do that shit in the same day, and it's like, well, fuck. Now I gotta wait. Now I gotta wait for another setup. Now I gotta look for something different. And that's what I'm talking about. I hate when that shit happens. Like just break down and chop. And then the next session, come back up here so we can get that short. But I'm glad that it actually did wait it, because I was like, yo, I was plotting on this. I think we was talking about this shit last night. I was plotting on this area all night. Now, when I first got short here, this is when what what was it? The GDP number came out, and I was like, man, I might be on the wrong side of the market, but I stayed short. I was like, man, man. But I wish I paid attention to it on this side because this is where I went wrong at. This is the side I went wrong. I caught the bottom of this move. So I caught the bottom of this move. I held it. And I think like I was like $400 away from my maximum daily profit. And then it just took a shit. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just glad that I got this in my funded account. That's all I really care about. Now I'm just going to just not trade my funded account tomorrow. Just let the market set itself back up. Uh, like kind of what I said this morning, I think, or maybe last night. I kind of want to do something different. I think I'm gonna change my trading style up again and just find like a good median between what I'm doing, kind of going back to like one contract, maybe two, one or two contracts, and just actually taking the trade because I enjoy the fact that I'm confident enough to trade multiple mini contracts and I can find areas to where I can have an 18-point stop and it not touch my stop and it goes in my direction, but I'm making the money too fast and I feel like I'm not learning anything. I feel like all the money I'm making is just because I have obviously 3 or 5 minis on the board and I'm making all the money like that versus making the money actually running to areas of support and resistance. And I feel like I'm not learning nothing. Or I'm not what's the word? I mean, because I don't need to learn it, but like it's not building my confidence, if that makes sense. Because I mean, it's not like I'm not confident in my trades, but it's not like, damn, I really, I mean, for the lack of better words, I just use the confidence. I'll probably think of something. I'll wake up in the middle of the night. It's like, oh yeah, that's how I should have said it. Mm. Oh, you know what I mean, Jay? Yeah, it kind of feels like you. You said he says too much size. No, like so too much size to want to take. No, it's like because I mean I'm using words. It's I'm using words, but it's not what I mean. It's like I'm making money because I have size, but mm, it feels like I'm not learning nothing. Does that mean? I mean, I don't know how to say it, man. It's a feeling. It's I haven't thought of a way to put it in words. Like if I can catch the bottom and get out at the top, it's like, you know what? I looked at the charts and if I can consistently, I mean that's how I trade in micros, but to be able to trade that way with minis having that P&L on the line, mm, I guess I want to start catching like 60, 100 points and stuff. Kind of like, all right, so yeah, kind of like what I'm doing here, like in my sim account. I'm up 16K on one contract. I want to do like this is challenging. Like I think that's probably what it is. I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself. I'm up 16K on one contract. I want to do something like this. Like I want to trade I don't want to say not professionally because I don't want to make it seem like I'm not trading professionally. I'm just trading with size. But at the same time, I'm making money way too fast and I can only make 4K a day. And it seems like I'm making 4K in like 30, 40, 50 minutes, an hour, less than an hour. And the fun is gone. So I guess it's because of the fun is gone. I'm making the money too fast. So I feel like I'm not learning anything or I'm not building on top of what I've learned. I'm not even paying attention to the price action because I'm just waiting for it to hit my target. Mm. Uh, well, like I said, it's a lack of better words, gain weight. Obviously, I'm learning something, but because obviously, I understand the market enough to be able to have an 18-point stop. I guess what I kind of mean by that is that I guess when it comes to all that size, I stop thinking about the price action and only things like, okay, well, I want my target or not my target, the profits. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'll think about it and I'll come back with it because I've already marked all these levels on my chart. They work. I guess it's because it just doesn't feel challenging. Like a part of me just needs to be challenged. I need to be challenged. I have an analytical mind. I need it to be challenged. If it's not, then it's as y'all see, it creates it. Like I'll fight the trend. And it's something that I'll just start doing. I'll fight the trend just because it's a challenge to see if I can win. Mm. As I already told you, I get bored of getting these payouts, as crazy as that sound, and as insensitive as it sounds, because I know people would love to just be, oh man, I'm getting so much payouts. I get bored of it. But it just doesn't feel fulfilling. It doesn't feel like it has a purpose. It doesn't feel like anything. It just doesn't feel it. That's the thing. It just doesn't feel like it. And I hate that because it's like I'm a person that kind of doesn't particularly care for emotions where they don't belong. But for whatever reason, it just seems like when I get into these markets, I tend to be emotional. When in real life, I'm more logical than anything. I understand emotions through logic, and I can see somebody's emotional state, and based on their emotional state, I can respond in a particular way. I have girls, I have a daughter, and I have her mom, and I have to be able to recognize when they're in an emotional state and not necessarily fix it, but help them through it, help guide them through it. So I understand emotions, but then I get into these markets and I become emotional my damn self, and it's like who is this person? Like who am I? Going on tilt. That's like literally throwing a tantrum. I'm throwing a tantrum with my money, and I don't do this outside the market. So it's like, who is this person? But kind of going back to the point, it just doesn't feel challenging at times. That's how it feels, man. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, Trishana, shit, if you been with me earlier, you would have saw that I went through gold, I went through Bitcoin, went through CL. We've traded a lot of instruments on the stream for a very long time. We perfect in gold. We did not take losing trades in gold at all. My first losing trade on gold is when I went tilt. And the only reason why I went tilt is because it missed my target by a tick. It missed me by a tick and stopped me out. And then I went tilt. And then that's when I took my first loss in gold. That's why I can kind of switch between instruments, is because I get bored like that. I want to be challenged. I feel like I understand the ES is ABC 1, 2, 3. That's why I really don't even look at that chart. It's easy money, but it's not challenging, and I don't feel like trading that. The ES is just too easy to trade to me. That's too easy. The Nasdaq, yeah, I mean, she's crazy. But once I start drawing out her ranges and her pivot points, you can see it. I mean, what makes the Nasdaq challenging is that she can pick and choose when she's going to react at those levels. But for the most part, you can look at my chart and see that she reacts at these levels. But when the times where she doesn't react to the levels, that's the gamble. Like when she just goes through all of them without any reaction, when she trades into it, that's what kind of makes the Nasdaq somewhat challenging, when she does this. But I mean, if she's doing this, I mean, it's clear to see what the hell she's doing. It's clear to see. I mean, she's respecting support. She's respecting resistance. This is Nvidia right here. She went from support to resistance literally in less than 5 and 10 minutes. And this was Nvidia's news, and it stayed within this range. So, I mean, she's pretty straightforward. I mean, we talked about this range right here before it broke through it. And once we got price to break through it, I mean, look at what happened. We was talking about this range all last week, all this week. I mean, it's just pretty easy. But anyway, trading will be something that I do probably, obviously, until I expire, obviously. But I have to make this worthwhile and challenging somehow to keep my interest. And that's why I'm making it a point to teach other people how to do this stuff, because that's challenging. Not only is that challenging, but that's good karma. That's fulfilling. Teach other people how to fish so they can fish themselves. Explain why I do certain things. Explain what I'm looking for so you can look for them yourself. Try to demystify the market. Try to change your belief system of all the stuff that these quote unquote gurus teach everybody in their bull crap. Talking about, oh, only pay attention to today's data, when we literally have data from last year being significant today. It took me a while to add trend lines into my game, but shit, trend lines, once I found the power of that, it was like, dang, I'm surprised I didn't have this shit in my on my chart sooner. But like I shared before, the reason why I was being so hard on trend lines is because I listened to somebody that I thought was knowledgeable, and they said that trend lines, like, oh, what's a trend line? You think the market's going to react to the trend line? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it made sense. You know, especially when someone that you think knows the hell they talking about and they say it with confidence. But shit, basically, if you trade a trend line, that's basically all you need sometimes on the Nasdaq. Definitely on the ES. Shit, if you drew a trend line right here, just a random trend line, and you waited for the break, look at that. Look how perfect that chart geometry is. Look at that. And then, you know, this guy's talk about trend lines don't work. Look at that. Trend lines don't work, right? Trend lines don't work. They don't work, huh? Yeah, they fucking work. And so, I mean, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, shit. All these damn trend lines working. So yeah, just buy the course for $600. Jay, I trade prop accounts. I mean, at this point, I started with my funded account, or I started with a personal account. I have a personal account, but I just can't justify using my own money when I can utilize these prop firms, because they think that, oh yeah, these guys, they don't know how to trade. They don't know how to trade. And so they think it's just, I mean, well, technically they're right. I mean, only 10 to 20% of traders even make it to the funded account, and less than that gets a payout. So they're profitable for a reason. But I just can't justify putting $1,000 into an account and only have $1,000 of buying power when that's about like at least five 150K accounts. And I have $150,000 of buying power. I just can't justify it. I just can't. I just can't. Now, Smith did put 2K into his account and he did grow that to like 10K. So, I mean, in that situation, yeah, he definitely took the risk and he definitely made his money. But all it took for him was to go tilt and all that money was gone. And I'm not going to sit here and say that that's not something that is also what influences that decision as well. Because I can go tilt. I mean, y'all see that shit. When I go tilt, it gets really bad. And I get emotionally hijacked. And in the moment, I got to make the money back. I mean, just like any gambler, I mean, I got to make it back. I got to. It don't even feel right if I don't even try. Like, it don't feel right. It's like the market took something from me and I was like, all right, market. I mean, man, you got it. Shit. That was my grandma's chain, but shit, it's yours now. You got it. No, I got to get that shit back. I got to get it back. I just, it don't feel right. I got a type A personality, if that's not obvious. But I'm starting to realize that the type B personality is really who's profitable in this market. The ones that really don't care, like, oh yeah, I just lost $500. It don't matter. I can get it back. Like blah blah blah. Like, no, I want that shit back now. I can't have the market thinking that I'm sweet, thinking it's sweet to take something from me. No, it ain't sweet over here. I'm getting that shit back, even if even if it costs my whole account. I'm gonna try to get it back. So you know that, oh man, I can't take nothing from this guy. He's gonna try to get that shit back. You damn right. You damn right. I'm gonna try to get that shit back. Hmm. I like how the Nasdaq originally stopped out this position just to go in my direction. This is that crap that the Nasdaq does. Now, after doing my homework over the weekend, this is a tip that I'm gonna share with you guys when it comes to the Nasdaq. If the Nasdaq stops you out, let's just say that you're in an area of support. What the Nasdaq likes to do sometimes is she likes to find support and then run the stops of the people that are in at support. And then she'll come back. And if you get in at the same spot, it usually works. 9 times out of 10, that usually works, just because the Nasdaq is just who she is. And y'all seeing that shit right now. I mean, the only reason why I got back in is because of this wick right here. I was like, okay, yeah, she just did that shit to stop people out so she can go up to the upside, because she's nasty like that. Today you probably won't find an example of that today, but she consistently does this. She'll consistently break a level and then turn around, like kind of like right here. This is a good example right here. Anybody that bought the retest of this area right here, she acted like she found support. She ran all their stops, popped back up, ran their stops again. But depending on if you got back in at the same level, is that a stop out? Let me see. Because this level is around like what, 40, 45-ish? Around like 18. Oh yeah, she stopped you out again. She's nasty like that. But anyway, if you got right back in at this level, once they found support, you made your money back plus some. And that's what she likes to do. And this is how I spend my weekends, just analyzing the charts, looking at the different variations of price action so I can kind of see this stuff happens before it happens. That's why sometimes y'all guys will see me get into a spot without the confirmation, because it's like, I mean, I've seen this shit before. I'll have a 27-point stop. I'll probably give it a little bit more. But even if I get stopped out, I'll probably get back in because the Nasdaq likes to do that. I mean, she did it right here twice. I don't think I would have got stopped out here. It would have been kind of close, but I could have double dipped on this area right here. Yeah, she's just nasty like that. So this is so yeah, on the NQ, I use a 900 tick chart. On the MNQ, I use an 1800 tick chart. Gameway says you're trying to extract money, not give it out. Yeah. Rick, so the firms I trade with is My Funded Futures, and I trade with Blue Sky. But My Funded, well, it really depends. It really depends. If you're a consistent trader where you make the same amount and you lose the same amount, My Funded Futures is definitely where you should go. All right, so I'm about to get that. Man, this is a good way to end the stream. So we can get that target. But yeah, I enjoy trading with My Funded Futures, and it's mostly because they pay out quick. I'm surprised they haven't sent a cease and desist order to me. It's like, stop taking payouts out. Like, dude, we're tired of seeing you getting paid out every damn week. Relax, guy. Should take a break. Shit, MFF is actually doing a competition account starting on March 1st, and I already signed up. So we'll see if we'll do it right this time. Hopefully the Nasdaq doesn't open with a big giant drop like it did this past Monday. Yeah. Man. My Funded Futures. So I mean, shit, with dude, everybody's talking about Take Profit Trader. What have they done lately? I have yet, dude. So many people now are talking about Take Profit Trader. Them taking away their daily loss limit sent them skyrocketing that much. But so I have nothing bad to say about Take Profit Trader. But y'all guys know that trailing drawdown goes against my style of trading. Y'all know it does. Y'all know I don't take profits. Y'all know I don't. You know, I'm going for them targets, not the profits. It goes against my trading style. So for me, I don't even waste my time with take profit trader because I know I'll probably lose the account 9 times out of 10 unless I learn to start taking my profits. Okay, well, I will say that, all right, okay, so I'm out. All right, I'm out. I made my money back. I'm up $500. And that's what I hate. That's what I hate right there. I started using trailing stops to kind of defend myself from myself because I won't take profits. And this is the reason why I don't use them. Yeah, I think I was up about what, 60, 70 points, I think. But this thing looks like it's going to keep on going. And that's why I just want my targets, because once I'm out of the position, it's like, well, shit. If it keeps going and it hits my target, now I feel regret. And I don't like how regret feels. All right, so Calibar, are you talking about take profit trader? No, my target was at I think like 630, I think. Around like 630 maybe. I don't remember where I was exactly. It was somewhere around this in this range for price to come back into this range. It might have been at 100 points. I mean, if I was in at like maybe around 50, no, 100 points would have been somewhere up here. Yeah, it was in this range. But I had a trailing stop to protect myself from myself. I mean, like I said, I'm getting better at this stuff, but I care about the targets, not the profits. The process, not the profits. Mm, 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 mm. So I know that so you're saying that the 50K closes you out at 2K because remember, well, okay, so for those that been with us last year, I think my trading partner trades with Take Profit Trader, and he was shit cleaning them out. 10K payouts, 13K payouts every day. And we was joking around and saying that shit, Take Profit Trader probably made that rule because of him. Not saying that they did, but man, he was taking them every day. The same way that Alfred is taking them now, Smith was taking them that way. And he was copy trading too. So just think about that. He was copy trading, making 10K. So he was taking like 100K at a time from him. So uh he was in a trade and he was up 10K, and then we all heard that ding sound and we was like, yo, what the hell is going on? Come to find out that, yeah, they cut him off at 10K. And so I guess if you make more than 10K in a day, they'll cut you off. They don't let you make that much money no more. But he takes his profits. He trails he trails and he re-enters. To me, that's just not my trading style. I don't like being punished for drawdown because I mean, y'all guys will see it that price will hit my break even before it hits my target. I mean, I've already accepted that. But as long as it hits my target, I don't care how it gets there. As long as it gets there, I don't care. But all right. But all right, guys, I got to end the stream here. We got to get up early tomorrow. We'll definitely show back up at New York Open, and we'll definitely look for more ways to earn more money. Actually, let's actually before we end the stream, let's kind of see what the market could potentially do here. So, I mean, I do have a buy limit right here, and I do have a sell limit up here. Probably what I should do is actually move my sell limit up to up here. Probably like around there. Because I mean, if they slingshot this thing, that's going to definitely get ran through. This will definitely get ran, but I'm going to bet that if price comes, or y'all might not even be able to see this. All right. So if price comes back here, I think the bears are going to want to sell the retest here. So I'm going to leave this limit overnight. And if price comes back into this range, I think we can at least get a move back up. We could potentially see a bounce here. And I'm only making that bet based on these past levels over here. Right here. I think the market is going to probably come back down into this area because, I mean, you can see that, I mean, around this area where I got my limit, it was a week close in October. You got a low at 482. You got a low at 492. I mean, you got this area acting as resistance, support. So, I mean, I got my limit sitting right here in this area. So, we'll see if the market dips down into this. Will we see a bounce here? But we'll see. We'll see. If not, we'll definitely look. I mean, the market will set itself up overnight, and we'll get the news at 7:30, and we'll trade the reaction to PCE. So, all right. Yeah, we should we robbed the bank, man. Freaking bank robbers, man. These, like I said, I'm surprised these prop firms haven't banned us, honestly. Because we're definitely the ones that's taking their money. Shit, Top Step already banned. Yo, Top Step banned Smith. I mean, he told y'all about that, but he was about to run them for 100K. Yo, they came up with some bullshit ass excuse. Okay, so before we end, Smith. So, like, I mean, we talk about this. Smith was actually, so the first episode of Top Step TV, they was talking about a live trader that took 70K. That was Smith. They was trying to get Smith to come on Top Step TV. Honestly, I kind of wish he did. This is before we started doing that or started streaming and everything. But that was Smith. Smith was the first person that Top Step TV wanted to bring on their first episode and talk about. If you go to the first episode, they're talking about Smith. So he took them for like 73K. And then he turned around and almost took them for 100. They banned him because he was using his name and his LLC or something like that. And it was like his quote unquote group trading. And they banned him. He's already shared that with y'all guys. So that's why I'm talking about it. But yeah, that was Smith. So I would run Top Step like that, but their accounts are too expensive right now. Their accounts are too. I can't even justify spending $300 with them. I can't justify that shit. It's too expensive. But MFF it's pretty cheap though. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, I just can't. I mean, honestly, I just can't. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I think a lot of people are sharing the same thought that that's probably why Top Step is restructuring. Now, if Top Step want to invite us onto their show, I mean, shit, I'll go on, promote, talk, use their platform. I'm not spreading any Top Step hate. I'm just looking at it from a business standpoint that they're not innovating, they're not keeping up with the competition, and right now, I just can't justify buying one of your accounts. I just can't. I just can't. Sorry, Top Step. Top Step X is not that great. It's not. Now, this is what I do enjoy about Top Step X. This is what I do enjoy. I like the fact that you can lock yourself out and you can't change it. You got to literally wait until tomorrow. I wish every platform had something like that. I wish every platform had. I think honestly, every platform should have something like that. But it's not worth the expensive combine prices. That's not worth it. It's just not. So yeah, yeah. Well, shit. I mean, if it's an eval, shit. Kind of like with these. I mean, I think only Blue Sky is the only prop firm that says this. But as soon as you buy the eval, it says, remember, you have 30 days. It's in your dashboard. They remind you, remember, you have 30 days. You don't got to rush. When they flipped me to my funded account, you know what they told me? They said, don't change. Stay the same. Stay the same. Don't change. Stay the same. And I was like, all right, cool. That's the words of encouragement I need because I was going to do it anyway. But just the fact of them just saying that, it's like, okay. And they don't have to say that. They can just say, yeah. I mean, shit, blow the account so you can get back into the eval cycle. They could say that, but they're telling you just take it slow. You got plenty of time to make money. And then on top of plenty of time, you have a consistency rule. So just take your time. You don't got to rush it. But obviously, if you get close to that 30th day, shit. I mean, well, hey, either you passing it or you blowing it. I mean, because you don't want to have that shit rebuilt and you're about 500 down from the drawdown. That wouldn't make no sense. So, but all right, guys, I appreciate everybody that joined. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning and we'll earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.